Today's gonna be a bit of a big day and I'm excited about it. Today, we are doing the creative carousel! Ah! okay, so. Oh! Hello! Hi! Woo! It's the raid! It's the raid! Hi! Hello, everybody! Welcome! Oh, this is so exciting! It's the creative carousel! Everybody made it and just on time! Oh! Yeah, I've got little Nintendogs that pop up whenever people raid me. Isn't it cute? I love them so much. They're adorable. Okay. Hi. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Pon the Dream Bunny for coming to check out my stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. This is so cool. Oh my gosh, hi, there's so many people now. Wow. Oh, it's so nice to see all of you. This is a delight. Hold on one moment. Okay, let's see. Where am I? Am I here? Oh, hi. Oh my gosh, it's so cool to see everyone. Yeah, we got puppies. Oh, thank you for my Tamagotchi logo. Hey, hold on. If you like my Tamagotchi logo, you're gonna like. Yeah. Okay, so here. Ta-da! These are my Tamagotchis. I've got my Tamagotchis here on stream with me. Right now, one of them is an adult and one of them is still a teenager. I'm waiting for the other one to evolve. Yeah, I involve my Tamagotchis in all of my streams. I love them very much. If you use your channel points, you can interact with them, which is really cool. I love them so much. They're my favorite thing. Um, I have lots of different stuff you can add. You can name them. You can name the next generation, which is happening soon because they are, adults now. So they're going to be having kids soon. You can also play games, feed them, give them toys, etc., all within the channel point system. Yeah, everybody should run their own Tamagotchis. I think they're so cool. I think that the Tamagotchi connection is the best one. Hold on, let me go back to where I'm talking. I don't know why it gave you zero walkies. It's supposed to say one. It's supposed to say one, but that's okay. You'll have another one next time. Oh, you've got Digimon? Ah, I love Digimon. I love Digimon too. I think that they're really cool. It's awesome that they're like a competitor to the actual Tamagotchi, and I don't know. I find them so neat. They're really cool. I love all digital pets. All digital pets are equal in my eyes. But of course, I primarily run Tamagotchis. They're really fun. Yeah, Digimon. Awesome. Okay, so as you may know, I am Bubble Puppy, and I am a magical girl therapy dog. But I also have a big fascination. Oh, thank you for the follow, guys. Oh my gosh. I've got a lot of Tamagotchis. I've got a small collection, and I try to integrate that into the way that I run my community, and everyone can use them and play with them. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. um, I'm really excited to do the stream today though because I'm going to be showing how I did all of the stuff for like my debut and giving every all of you the different free resources. Oh, somebody's feeding the Tamagotchi. Okay, let's go. So, I've got two Tamagotchis. I've got one that I name M, and it is the pink and white one, and the black and silver one is the one that's named K. They're sort of Boba and Kiki, if you will. But here, hold on one second, and I will feed the Tamagotchi for you. And now you can see it eaten. And look, it's so happy. Okay, there we go. You've fed the Tamagotchi. Isn't that great? I love it so much. I'm so glad that we have people interacting with the Tamagotchis. I think that's so cute. Um okay. All right. So, now that everybody's here, I figured we should kind of get down to business. I'm going to be going through all of the stuff that I made for my debut and then showing you kind of how to do it, where to find the resources, etc. And legitimately, like 99% of all the stuff that I've used has been free. I like it's kind of insane. uh, some of it does require just a little bit of art skills, but most of it is just free stuff that you can find online. This even the stuff that I've made, you can find a free variant online, and I'm also going to be putting stuff up on like my VGen, and I set up a booth and a Ko-fi, and you'll be able to get them for free on there. So don't worry about it. You can also use these things that I'm using. Like the box. There's a version with and without my paws, so you can also sit in a cardboard box. I put a label on it when I was doing Thank you. I put a label on it when I was doing my thing, so it said "free to a good home" when I was doing my debut. I had a little thing I was following and all of that, and I think that I'm really happy with how this turned out because it was supposed to be like you were running into me. Oh, thank you for the follow, Gremlin. Thank you. I'm so happy there's so many people. Oh, it's lovely. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my chat box, and I made my logo. I made this box that I'm sitting in, and I made the chat box as well. The actual box that's on the screen, all of the little bubbles and all of that, that is a fantastic widget. Hi, Cryptolin. It's okay. Yeah. Oh no, I love the big comfy couch. Oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. Oh, I love the big comfy couch. It's supposed to be kind of I am very inspired by a lot of the media that I loved as a kid and I still have a really big soft spot for now. I love big comfy couch. I love Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love Big Comfy Couch. I love Blues Clues. I love a lot of different cartoon dogs, honestly. So I've got a lot of inspiration from all over the place. Thank you. Yeah. I honestly, it's the shape of the ears. I have such a soft spot for the big floppy ears. It makes me so happy. So for the bubble, the chat bubble, it's actually a really really cool widget. And I did buy this because I knew I would never be able to make this myself. But it's a really cool widget that you can buy off Etsy or off of their VGen. The person who made it is Clive Jin, and it's amazing. It is so customizable. Everything, the shape, the transparency, the little icons. You can make it so it doesn't have icons. I made it so that every person who's talking is one of my little bubble buddies. If you look on screen, they've got my little bubble guys on them. Like, look at that. Isn't that adorable? I love it. It makes me so happy. Yeah. So everyone like my mods have their own little icon. I have my own little icon. Hold on. Let me see. If I put something in the chat, I put hi and I come up. If you look closely, ta-da! I have my own little head next to my I've got, yeah, thank you. I've got my own little head next to my messages, so it looks like I'm talking. Isn't it great? This is why I really like this widget. It only cost me, I think it was like $10 when it was on sale. I think it's only 15, and it was worth it. It was worth it because everything about it is customizable. It comes with instructions. It's so easy. Ah, it honestly, I've seen so many VTubers who use this, so many streamers who use this. It is undescribably cute, and it makes me so happy that I have it. It definitely makes me feel more professional to have this sort of custom this sort of custom setup for it. It's great. I love it. It just kind of made things feel a little more polished in my mind. I know that a lot of people just use, whatever, and that's cool. Like you can use whatever. It doesn't take away from your stream at all. But this is one thing that I really wanted. It's one of the few things I actually spent some money on, but I wanted to sort of promote that too because I think that that's really important. As for the actual chat bubble, it's really funny how simple making that actually was. Oh, sorry, hold on. So it was really funny how simple making that actually was because it's it's just the tool that makes a circle in like MS Paint. It's basically that, but I added a gradient. That's it. That's all it is. And so it's really, really easy to kind of make something simple. Honestly, I know some people say that gradients make things kind of look tacky, like very 90s gradient, whatever. But if you use a gradient well, it just kind of makes things pop. It's more than just a blue circle, it's a beautiful little rainbow. And I think that that's cool. Like, there's so many things you can do. Now, hold on. We're going to go to the next part of what I did for my debut. Oh, and this background, by the way, I also got for free. This is it's not a photo, it's actually a drawing. It's not AI generated. It is done by an amazing artist over on Booth. And we're going to go through some of the Booth resources I used while I was streaming and everything. And oh my god, Booth Booth is the best. It is the best resource I think I'm going to list today. Booth.pm. It's primarily Japanese, and you'll have to translate some stuff to use it. But the amount of free resources is indescribable. Okay, so let's see. I'm also going to show off some of the stuff I've done when I'm doing these sorts of things. So, as you can see, I disappear, I pop back up, and of course, pause, my pause can fade away, and the the box also obviously the box text can turn off, and the box also can disappear. And so the way that I'm able to do things, I like to make it so that usually it is, when I'm starting, it is just the box, and then I bring up my paws, and then I pop up. So it kind of feels like I'm putting my hands on the edge of the box, and I'm pulling myself up to talk to you. That is something that I really like. It's super simple, and it is already built into OBS. So you don't need to download anything to do that. It's literally just available for every single source. And it's more about how you use the tools that are given to you than it is about actually, paying for something. Do you know what I mean? It's creativity. like you can slide in and slide out and move around all within OBS without downloading anything. It's actually something called, hold on, let me show you. It is actually something called a transition here. When you are in your display for OBS, you are able to actually use, so this is me. This is my model, right? If you right click and you go to show transition, you can pick all of these, and these are just part of the program. And I use slide all of the time. I love slide. It's so useful. You can pick how long it goes at the bottom here. And so you can just slide in and out, and that's what I'm doing in the introduction screen is I'm literally just sliding in and out, and it's perfect. And you don't need to do a whole lot of maintenance for it. And anytime you show or hide the image, it'll slide in and out like this. Wee, wee, wee. All right. So that's the introduction. That's the very, very basics. If we're going to go to the next part, and I'm going to teach you all about this area. Now, when I came in here, yeah, plays whack-a-mole with me. That would be really funny. Okay. So, this is the diner. I had a sort of transition where I was going to come to the diner, and then it's like, I had a little silly little bit where I go, "Oh, oops, I'm sitting behind you, so you can't see me. Here, let me move over to here." So I just clicked and dragged and moved myself over, and then I had images that I made, and once again, we're using the slide up transition, the one that's on everything basically. And oh, I've got a menu for the diner. I did make the menu, and but the background, the diner, the chairs, the table, all of it, that was also free on Booth. It's kind of crazy the sheer amount of free stuff that's over there. It's so good. Partially because people use it for free resources for visual novels. So they, oh, I got Headpats, yay! Thank you, bow. Okay, so the it's really cool because they use essentially visual novel resources, and a lot of VTubers can also use them. So it works for both. And I really love that. It's incredibly clever. And so I've been using them as a sort of in between for the stuff that I can't make. So I decided to use this diner. I drew the menu though. I did make the menu myself. And then I also had a bunch of other stuff happen that kind of made things be more in depth. Like, for example, I have a notebook that I introduce. So I bring out my notebook. I'm going to get rid of the menu now, though. That also slides out. I slide in my notebook and I go, "Hey, why don't you take a look at my notebook?" And I can show you more about me. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Yes, I tried to be as creative as possible with my limited resources. And I think I did a pretty good job. Like I said, it's not about the money, it's about how you use the tools that are given to you. And obviously, I'm having a great time with all of the stuff that I'm using. So I have my little notebook. Of course, my little notebook slides in, but I can make it slide out in a different direction. So I have it slide down as if I'm handing it to you, and then it brings up my first debut slide. So my debut slides are pretty simple. They're actually a little folder. Now, hold on. Let's go back to my thing here. Okay, so technically, what we've got going on here is, let's see, I have this display, and I'm going to move it over to this one where I have my second OBS open. I do have filters for some other stuff to show you later, but we're going back to the diner. Thank you. I do love the notebook. I think it's very cute. So, okay, so where was I? Obviously, I have my debut slides. They're right here in the folder, debut slide. It doesn't like showing my model multiple times, so I'm a little bit laggy. But it has my model that goes over the slide and the slide itself. So I can make both slide up at once when using the transition by right-clicking on the folder to make the show transition thing show up. So it works on folders, it works on just individual items. It's very useful. But let's switch back to the diner because it's getting a little laggy over here. Okay. Better, better. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So here's my first debut slide. As you can see when it slides in and out, I've got my model on top. I've got the pages itself. The pages are actually curved at the top. So when it goes up and down, it's a little bit bigger than the actual screen because I wanted to make sure that when it came up, you would be able to see the top of the book, essentially. And so it's just a little bit taller than the actual screen size. That was something that a lot of this is something that is kind of, you just need a little bit of forethought when making some of your stuff. I'm going to be putting these notebook pages up on my VGen and stuff so that people can download them and use them for their screens and whatever they want. And it's honestly was also really easy to make. It's a single curved line, and then I copied it over and over and then flipped all that over. It was pretty simple, and then you just add a little bit of a gradient in the middle and voila, you have a notebook. As for the writing, I just did it all by hand, and I used colors that I recognized from highlighters and things that I used to write with. If you kind of zoom in on these, you'll be able to see that when I was writing, in order to add a little bit of life to the page, I made it so that there's a there's actually a glitter effect I put on it, so it looks like I'm writing in glitter gel pen, which I think is very me. And then whenever I insert an image onto the page, I add a little bit of a shadow to it and make it look like a little sticker. And I think that that is also a really nice touch because it doesn't just feel like the images are floating on top. So a really, really easy way to make it look like a sticker. You just add some white around the edge, and then you add a little bit of gray around the, like you make a second layer underneath. That is the same size as your sticker. It's basically a copy of your sticker. You color that thing entirely gray, and you scoot it down like just 1 or 2 pixels or so. And then you lower the opacity like it's a little shadow, and there you go, you've got a sticker. That's it. It's so easy to make things look like stickers. I highly recommend it. It makes things feel so immersive and more like part of the thing you're trying to show, and it's nice. So now that we're done with this page, obviously, we are done with this page. It slides back down. We're back to here. In this part, I have already pulled up the menu, so I'm pretending that we have ordered some foods. I go, well, first I would keep my slide up, and then, oh, I have food now. And here you go. We also have, ta-da, the food's here. Oh! And oh, look, you ordered some ice cream. Here, why don't you have your ice cream? Once again, that is actually some very simple transitions. I use a very special OBS plugin. Now, there's a lot you can do by just sort of ice cream. Yeah, this really is the bonus features to my debut stream. I really wanted to sort of show how I made all of this. Now, the food itself was, of course, made by another lovely artist. And they have a plate. They basically have a plate item and a food item, and you can place whatever you want on the plate. And someone else made this really cool cup. You can actually download the file to edit it and add whatever drink you want inside. It's perfect. I loved it. I was wondering what color to make, and then I realized I really like Thai tea, so I decided to put Thai tea in my cup. I think it's so tasty. I know. The way they draw food, it looks delicious. It's insane. They also made the ice cream asset. The ice cream asset is done, the animation there I did is a little bit different. And oh, but another thing I wanted to mention is that it's really easy to sort of obfuscate. That's a big word. Hide what you're doing. So, really quick. It's really easy to hide what you're doing. That's why my debut slide took up the whole page. You didn't see my food arrive because I just clicked it on. It's easy. It makes it, but it's still immersive because I'm like, hey, the food's here, and you put down the book, and oh, my food's here. Here, they're putting the ice cream onto the table for you. Here you go. Why don't you take it? You know, it's really simple of an effect to have. Now we're going to get into one of the plugins that I used for this. It might be a little laggy again because it doesn't like having things open twice, but I want to show you how I use that plugin. So here it is. I'm actually going to make myself disappear really quick over here so that it's not freaking out so bad. There we go. Here, so when you are using this plugin, it is one of the most useful plugins I can imagine. It is called Move Transition, and is it here? No, that's Transition Table. But it's called Move Transition or Move Source. You can find it likely under both of those. I will be having links later. And what you do is it's a filter that you put on an item, so when it appears or disappears or whenever, you can have things move and shift around on stream. That's how I did a lot of the stuff on my starting soon screen, which I can also show you in a minute. My starting soon screen has moving text and things swirling around and rotating and things like that. And this is extremely helpful for that. Now, the way you do it is not a filter directly on the item. You have to have a filter directly on the scene. So you would click on the scene filters, and it should bring up the here. You'll be able to see it like this. Hold on. If I'm down here, I'm in the diner, I click here, and oh, there it is. It's a little big. Hold on. It's pretty big. It's because it's on my second monitor, so whenever it makes things massive. So, here. Also, hold on. Why is this being weird? Oh, that would be why. Cuz it's cuz this is also big. Why is this so big? Oh, jeez. Here we go. Better. There. Now you can see. This is the filter. It is labeled here as move source, and you'll be able to use this to move any source inside of a scene, but you have to put the filter on the scene. So these are my move sources. I just renamed them. It's move ice cream in, move ice cream out, and reset the ice cream. When you move ice cream in, it brings the ice cream in. And so you click on the source, which is, of course, the ice cream, as properly labeled. It's very important to properly label things or you will be confused. You don't want a delay on it. This is how long it takes to come in. It eases in, so it has a smooth transition. This is the place that you want it to end up when it shows up. And it starts when the source is being shown. So when I click show, it slides in. And then it stops when the move ends, and then you can move on to the next move. Now, this is a continuous animation, and it makes it so that it continues through and stops temporarily. So when the move ice cream out starts, it delays by a couple seconds so you can look at the ice cream. The animation to move it out is similarly long. It eases in and out, and then it goes to, this is when you get transformed, that's the spot. Okay, so it's the spot it stops, and then the next move is to reset it, which turns it invisible and brings it back around. Now, we are going to go back to where we were in the diner. Woo! Woo! Like I said, it doesn't like showing the other the other me very well, so it looks a little wonky. But if you're picking up on what I was saying, it makes it so that you can show the other items, and they just slide in, delay a little bit, so you can look at them and slide back out. Ah, there. Sorry about that. It took me a second. Okay. Now, what's the next thing? Sorry if it got a little laggy there. Like I said, OBS is not happy when there's multiple of me. Okay. Now, where was I? Okay, so the ice cream comes in and then stops for a little bit so you can look at it and then slides back out. I know some of you wanted to look at the ice cream, so I'm going to temporarily turn off the filter that moves the ice cream out. And that is there. None. Close. Now the ice cream should move in, but not move out. There. So this is the ice cream. It's drawn by the same person who made the eggy sandwich. And I think that this person's art, when it comes to food, is really nice. So, obviously, now it's just going to disappear like normal. And you still have the notebook, so I can have that slide up. And so this is notebook page 2. Like I said, it has my model, it has all of my notes. It's very similar to the last page. highlighter colors, low opacities, glitter. It is a very cool plugin. It works amazingly. I it can be a little confusing at first because you expect it to go onto the individual item, the items like the source, but it actually goes onto the scene. And it's really good once you get used to it. It's really nice to have everything move around so smoothly. It feels super professional, and it feels more like you hand animated everything so spectacularly. And now it's just, a couple numbers. So now I have the illusion that you can't see what's going on behind the notebook. So, oh, while you were talking, it's okay because I ate all my food. I ate all my food. So and while the page is down, there you go. I have my food. And so when the slide is up, you wouldn't even know. And so I'm like, oh yeah, so obviously, while the debut is going on, I'm like, okay, well, we can wait for the check now. So you still have time to look at the last slide. This one is a bit more complicated than the other one. I set it up so it's the notebook. Like I said, images that I wanted to add are stickers, and it shows off my tags, the highlighters, the effects that I'm giving, the stickers, and then I made a sort of fake Polaroid look for showing off my models and my mascots. I have two mascots. One is named Tsuki, as in like Daisuki, which means I love you. And they're heart shaped, and they are technically the Tamagotchi that I wear around my neck. They're my magical girl transformation item. And then the little mascot that I use for stream is my little guys, my bubble buddies. My bubble buddies that I love so much. And they are a balloon dog who is also a bubble. And I think that makes them slightly more unique because I know everybody loves a balloon dog, but I'm kind of clowny. I'm a little bit like a clown, but I'm also a bubble themed VTuber. So I wanted something that is bubbly. And so I've got my lovely little bubble dog here. And they're my bubble buddies. And they represent you guys, my audience, my friends, my chat. And I love them. All right. And now, of course, the check has come. I have paid. Don't worry about it. The slide goes down. Isn't Suki cute? I think Suki's so cute. And it's great because you can see their face in my Tamagotchi most of the time. And so it's like my Tamagotchi has a little expression, and a lot of the times they match up expressions with the expressions I'm making on my model. Makes me happy. Just a little detail I like. So that is all of the animations and stuff on this page. And I'm very happy that I talked about the transition. Now I'm going to talk about a different plugin. There is a amazing plugin that I am going to show. Hold on one second. I actually have links that I can use for this. Let's see. There. I'm going to show you the specific ones that... Hey, come on. Ah, internet's being slow. It's okay. The one that I'm going to show you is one called Source Clone. It is very simple, but extremely useful. And it is gonna be over here. La-da-da, la-da-da. Okay. There we go. Okay, bringing it up. So, oh, yeah, you're all my bubble buddies. I wanted something that was very friendly for their name, and I think that Bubble Buddy is adorable. Now, we are up into this lovely file that I made. This is how I organize everything. I highly recommend everybody sort of make a document about all of the stuff that you're using, because when people ask, you can bring it up. And also, when you are trying to sort of organize things, it makes it so that you have the links, you can share them to people, you can post them, you can credit them. It makes it really easy. I have a list here that is my OBS plugins, my VTuber assets, my programs, my image sources, all of this. Having a bubble good time. You're funny. You're really that was cute. Okay. So the ones that I've already talked about are my, let me see, move source, and I've also talked about source clone. OBS is really cool because a lot of it is a essentially kind of open source. It's really, really easy to use and show like how other people have made stuff for the community. They've coded all of these stuffs for you to use, and they work really, really well. This person in particular, Exeldro, is insane. Amazing. Like I can't even begin to describe how good they are at making these things. The OBS forum has a bunch of stuff like this. This is the one that I use. It's simply called Move, but it also comes up when you look up Move Transition or Move Source. It is very, very good. It is so in depth. You can see how it's always being used, and they have a really simple tutorial already built into their page. And the one that I am going to talk about now is Source Clone. Now, OBS Source Clone is super useful because it basically copies the source that you have. So, in the diner scene, you'll see I have my chat bubble. This is technically a source clone of the chat bubble from the introduction. And it isn't just the single source. You can copy a whole folder and it flattens it. It flattens it. So this isn't a copy of the folder that has the chat widget, the background, the circle, the masks, etc. It doesn't have all of that. It is simply just the chat bubble with everything. Complete, flattened into a single useful item. And it makes it so if you really wanted to, you could have a whole folder right in, you could have a scene unto itself where anything that is extremely detailed and has a lot of layers, like I could even do this whole scene. I could squash the chairs into the background, but the chairs are also individual, so I could do all sorts of stuff. And if you use Source Clone, you can copy all of that as one single image and make that into and of itself its own source. It simplifies like everything. It's so nice. I use it to copy the chat bubble into multiple different scenes, and it's really useful. It also makes it so if you put a filter, say I have my model, right? I have my model and I want to put a filter on it. I can copy my model. Let's do that now. Why don't I show you? I can copy my model. I can you press the add button. There should be a thing that comes up that says source clone. It's like it should, you know how you have media, your VTube studio output, etc. You make a source clone, you can make it of your model, and then you paste it. Oh, and look, we move in sync. But this one I can add effects to, and it won't bother the other one. So if I have my source clone here, I can add weird filter. So let's go into filters. Let's add a funky color. Let's say I'm doing color correction. I can make the hue like an entirely different color. I can change the gamma. I can add some contrast. Make this thing look absolutely crazy. And it copies it. It copies everything. It's really cool. And I find that absolutely wild. So let me go back into my model. Yeah, whoa, double the bubble puppy. So it's cool because it can just fix it. I'm going to delete this though. I want to be back to normal colors. Thank you. Bubble the trouble. Double puppy. Double puppy, if you will. So there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with the source clone. If you create a whole new source clone. So I copied, the one I have here is already a source clone. So I'm already technically a clone. But if I make another one and say I do a source clone, right? And I create a new source clone and I make the source visible and I grab, let's say I grab my spout capture, which is what is spat out of my VTube studio. I've got another one. So now this is unique. This is no longer the same one that is in this scene. This is an entirely different clone. And I can add filters to this brand new clone, and it won't affect the other one. So let's go back. Let's add some more color correction. Let's make this guy funky. Let's do some odd colors. Ta-da! It doesn't affect the original. Would you look at that? Now I've got a funky new alternative colored bubble puppy. And it's really cool because each unique one can have its own filter. And it's not affecting the other one. So source clone, very useful. Gotta say, it is a really, really good one. Take note. That's one that I use all the time. I use move all the time. It's incredibly useful. Now, for the other stuff, let's see. I don't have anything left on this page, but we can just move our way on over to the next scene, and I've got more stuff over there. And here is my other scene. I can make it so the whiteboard goes away and I have, where's my filters? I had my filters up. Ah. Oh, I got a new follower. Thank you. Geyoka. That's so lovely. Thank you. So normally when I'm here, now this is me using move transition again. I'm going to go behind my desk and I synced up using move transition the size of my bubble and the size of my me. So now I'm behind my desk and you can potentially set hotkeys for this, which makes it so that the animation is automatic. But you can also make it so that it's just vibes based. You push the buttons yourself and it does the whole thing. It's great. I love it. I love move transition. It's so smooth. Like, Here, watch me schmoove. Watch me schmoovin'. Whew, I'm standing. Whew, I'm sitting. Whew, I'm standing. Whew, I'm sitting. Something that I did for my debut is when I wanted to add more slides, I didn't want them all to just be a slideshow. I wanted it to be somewhat immersive and have a little bit of basis in realism. So I have my whiteboard, right? I bring that whiteboard out, and then I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to be sitting behind my desk when I'm using the whiteboard. So I click it so when I'm over by the whiteboard and I'm just standing here, and then I can make my desk move out of the way, and then you can see all the stuff that's going. Yeah, getting a proper workout. I'm doing some squats now, trying to stand up, sit down all over again. So here, you can see that now I'm standing by the whiteboard and I have different slides that I can bring up that are just the text. And these you can also technically do as a actual piece of text. You can add a text source and type it in and it'll change on the screen as you're doing it. That's fine. But I wanted to make it so that they are PNGs of something that I drew already in a different document, and then I made them transparent and I plugged them all in here as their own individual slides. This is also something else that I did. My first slide is technically a video, and this effect that I'm about to do is literally just something called color source. It is based into the program. It's just a big square. It's a big square. I lowered the opacity so it looks like I turned off the lights. And check it out. The lights are off. The lights turn off when the slides are on. Ta-da! So now the lights are off and I can make a projector appear.
Entropy.
This is my video.
The degradation of the matter and
lore
energy in the
video from
universe
the-
to an ultimate state of inert
from my
uniformity.
debut.
A process of
So
degradation
it is
or running
the
down
first
or a
slide,
trend to
which
disorder.
is the words lore on the side of the
At the beginning
screen.
of it all, there were
It's
two
the
things,
video
darkness and light.
And it is
They were
the
great
color
arbiters of the
source. I
magic
can
which
toggle
makes
the
up
color
our known
source
universe
on
and
and
came to
off,
be known
but it makes
as the
it
Queen.
look like it's being projected
They embodied
onto the
opposing
whiteboard,
forces, and
because
it did not take
the
long
Lord
for
video
conflict
is
to
on
begin.
top of the color source.
Each exalted
So
their
it's not
champions by
affected
bestowing
by the
on
color
them a
source at
small
all.
portion of their
And
magic
also, you
inherent
can
to
make
the
it-
universe.
What? You can't
The
hear me.
apostles of the Queen of Light adopted the moniker of the Lightheart, and those who allied with the Queen of Darkness were called the Grim.
Can you hear me now? Oh, wow. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about that. So, the way that that worked, let me turn the lights back on. Whoop. So it was made to look like a projector by simply having the video go on top of the color source, which is just a big dark square. Sorry, I haven't played that video since the debut, so I don't know what the levels are on it yet. Anyway, here you have the square that is the lights turning off, quote unquote, and you have the video on top of that, so it's not affected. Something I did add is the next kind of, what's it called? OBS plugin. Yeah, that's it. The next OBS plugin is actually one that is called Advanced Masks. And masks are the thing that you put on something to make it disappear, essentially. It is, you can make your own by having an image, and it'll block out anything but what's inside of that image, essentially. But advanced masks comes preloaded with a bunch of images and a bunch of shapes. So what I did with the video is I made it so that it has a rectangle that makes it slightly smaller, and then made it fuzzy around the edges. I'm going to click on the video one more time so you can see what I mean.
Entropy, the degradation of the matter in
The fuzzy edges, the soft edges, are what make it look more like a projector than just a video that is on the screen. You know what I mean? It's really nice to have advanced masks because you can make it do other effects. Something that I've used it for was, yeah, it's really cool because you can make it so it has soft edges, you can make it so it has hard edges but is in a funky shape. It comes with a whole bunch of shapes you can use. It's really good. It makes it so that it's a lot simpler than making your own masks and trying to figure out how masks work, etc. So you can just input whatever thing you want and it'll mask it to that shape. You can mask your model to this shape. Here, hold on. I think I can do that now. I could show you. I can add a filter to my me and it'll say advanced mask, and I can do a shape, and it should start sliding across and masking me off and making me squirt or wide or short or round or anything like that. You can have different shapes and you can make them softer by sliding the feathering effects so it goes, so like there's inner feathering, and you can make it round and you can make it weird and you can make it smooth and soft and all sorts of stuff. Let me delete that so you can see me properly. Advanced mask just makes it simple. It cuts things off, it makes it easy, and it's nice. It makes it so you don't have to do too much work to try and get that effect. You can put it around a webcam. You can put it around anything. You can make it on images. You can make it on videos. It's great. It's a really good one. I don't use it as often, but it's so useful for when you do use it. Do you know what I mean? It's good to have. Now, advanced masks is also one I have in my document over on the other page, and it's by Finite Singularity. If you want to find it online, it's literally just called Advanced Masks OBS. So, not so bad. Not so bad. There is more of my debut slides, and we can go through those really quick. Let's see. Where is... Okay, here. I drew the whole background. This is not one of the free assets, but I did draw it, and I used some assets in it that, or rather, I didn't use the assets, but I was heavily inspired by some free assets and used them to sort of inspire the style and the artwork that I am doing. So, if I get rid of the whiteboard, it's going to leave floor there, but I don't care. I did the window, I did all of this. It's all inspired by a lot of assets that I've seen, and something that's something that's really funny about this is that this is actually a room I built in The Sims. If you don't know how to draw a background, build it in The Sims. Build it in The Sims, guys. It's so easy. It's so easy to build in The Sims. You could make it in Minecraft. You know what's something that would be really cool? You could make it in The Sims, then let time pass, and turn the screen captured video into the actual background so it makes it look like time is passing in real life. That is a fun idea for free right there for you. I think that would be really cool. It's something that would also be really cool. You could make your own Minecraft room and design it and make it look like you're sitting in your own Minecraft room. Oh, Bubble Puppy Sims stream. That'd be so fun. Oh, I love Sims. Sims is on my play. If you're on desktop, you can go see my rank 1 listing. Sims is high on there. I am going to be playing Sims on stream and you know it. I love that game. Anyway, yes, Minecraft, you can make a Minecraft background, you can make a Sims background, and you can turn it into a video and use that as your background. It would be really cool to use, and do not worry about using like video games as a background. Hi, Oshionex! Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. We're just going through the way that I made the background for my stream, which is I made it in The Sims. Oh, I'm getting notifications from my Tamagotchis. Let's go check them out. What's up with you two? Oh, it's the item seller. This guy. What items does the item seller have today? He has crepes. He's selling crepes. Oh yeah, cats and dogs. I know cats and dogs. I like that game. Yeah, I did draw 1,000,000 tiny details, but that's different. I wanted to use it as a basis because I'm not good at drawing rooms. Okay. I am not buying stuff from the seller today. Okay, back to office. Yes, I love V-Pets. I love, like, Nintendogs. I loved cats and dogs. I think that they're all very fun games. So, feed Tamake? You want me to feed Tamake? I can do that. Here, hold on. Let's go back to the Tamagotchis. Oh! Just in time! I think he's evolving. Furachi! Yes! Wow, we caught it live on stream! Heck yeah! We got an evolution! That's so cool. Okay, we're gonna feed Tamake. Let's go. Happy birthday, Tamagotchi! First, we gotta clean up the poop. And there you go. Eating some food. Very happy about it. Yeah, that was really good timing, honey. And there we go. We got our guys. Alright. Back to the office. Now, like I said, I wanted to make my debut slides kind of unique. I didn't want them all to just be a PowerPoint, you know? I wanted there to be some creativity to it, and so some of it is in the notebook and some of it is on this whiteboard. I've got my lore, which is of course just the swipe transition. You know how I said that the one can slide in and it just goes like that? It's very simple. It's just the swipe one. The difference between sliding and swiping is that sliding looks like it's moving in from the side. And then swiping makes it look like it is appearing by just kind of swiping down. And it'll appear like that. So, when we have my little lore stuff showing up, I wanted to kind of look like it's being written, so I used the swiping mechanic. I go through all of my slides, I have my lore, I've got my information, and then, now this part's cool, I used a specific type of. So it's kind of like a transition, and I figured out how to use transitions on specific items. If you essentially right click on a item, you can pick a stinger transition. So when I'm talking about the slide transition, the swipe transition that makes things appear, it's part of OBS. But so is stinger transitions. All you have to do is when you have the scene transition tab open, you add a video as a transition. If it's a black and white video, you choose whether the black part or the white part is the part that appears, and it'll make it look like whatever is going on, like a pattern or whatever, can make it appear and disappear. And then you can use a stinger in hide and show transitions when you right click on a scene. And it'll make it appear to do whatever that stinger is. And if you want to see what I chose, it makes it look like it's getting wiped away. So swipes in and then gets wiped away by a like eraser. It makes it look like it's being erased. And that's something that I wanted to do because I wanted it to delete the whole slide all at once. I don't really need to go through all of them, but I have 3 unique slides for each one of these. I have my slide 1 slides, and that shows all of my guys. These are all my powers, etc., whatever. And then, of course, it gets erased. Like that. And then my slide 3 slides are also very similar. I've got my intended programming, I've got my goals, etc., and they also get erased. Just like that. And it's just a video. And it was, guess what? A free video. And I can show you where I got it. But it's a free video, and I just trimmed it down to only the part that I needed. And voila, I made my own stinger. And it makes it appear and disappear just like that. It's perfect. I love it. And then, of course, I've got my secret plan, and that also gets erased. My slide 5 slides, which also, have each individual got their own swipe, etc. Makes things show up. And then I set it up basically by having the effect happen to the whole folder. So I didn't want each one to have to disappear on its own. So I put them all in a folder. I made them all invisible and then click each one on at a time and then erase the whole folder. Well, not erase, but you know what I mean. Turn it off and the transition happens and that's it. And that's everything that happens here in the office. And I'm going to bring back my desk. Where is it? Desk. And I'm going to go sit by my desk again. There we go. I do want to talk about my background a little bit because I love my background. I'm very, very proud of it. It has a lot of little Easter eggs and things. I have I made the I made the little plant pot. I wanted it to be bubble-like, so I gave it iridescence. I have a heart-shaped trash can. I have a window outside that has a rainbow in it. I have curtains with bubbles. And I actually have a bunch of little Easter eggs all over the room. Let me actually bring some up. Hold on. I have a ton of little Easter eggs all over the room here. It's really, a lot of them are references to my favorite dog characters and things like that. Now, for example, I have all of my books and stuff on my bookshelf. Hold on one second. This is absolutely massive. Why is it so big? Get smaller. Anyway, you can see all of my books here. I wanted them to be largely referencing parts of my lore, but a lot of them are just kind of jokes. So I have a book that says Be Your Own Butch, The Lighthearted and You, Understanding Grimdark. Now, the Lighthearted and the Grimdark are part of my lore. They are the two different kinds of magical girls, essentially. Lighthearted are literally on the side of light, and Grimdark are ruled by the Queen of Darkness. They are not enemies; they are friends, but it is something that I wanted to have a reference to because I'm supposed to be like a therapy dog for magical girls. And so I wanted to have that be part of it. I have an English to Japanese dictionary. I've got some notebooks. I have this is an actual book. It's called Nonviolent Communication, and I figured that would be something that I would be very interested in. I've got a Spider Man themed book called Great Responsibility, which is about having superpowers. I have. This is actually based on a funny video animation. Yeah, I do. I've got a funny animation reference here. It says Carl Barks, which is like Karl Marx, but it's actually a reference to an animation done for Animal Crossing that makes it so that it frames it as if Isabel is a communist and is trying to take over the village. It's really funny, and I like they photoshopped dog ears onto Karl Marx, and I thought it was so funny. I just had to add it. It was so good. And then of course I've got a book that is called Toxic Yuri here, um, and it's actually called Toxic Yuri Navigating Complex Relationships After Trauma. And I thought that that would be very funny to have since there's a lot of Yuri in the magical girl space, and I feel like I was specifically thinking of Utena. Honestly, I was specifically thinking of Revolutionary Princess Utena and Madoka when it came to writing that title. And then I have Magical Person, Gender, and Maho. And Maho is what in my lore we call magical girls. So Gender in Maho is a reference to the fact that I am non-binary and I'm also a magical girl. And then I've got Stone Butch Blues, but instead of it being it's about Blue from Blue's Clues. And then I've got do you want to be a magical girl, which is I don't know what exactly it would be about, but I had to have a Madoka reference, right? I had to. It was like nearly contractually obligated. Oh, I'm a big Doremi fan. I love Ojomajo Doremi. You'll see it in the next room that we go to. And then I added a box of Scooby snacks on my shelf. I specifically did not want to write Kellogg's, so it says Kel Dogs. And these are based on real snacks you can get, actually. I love Scooby Doo though. And then of course a little box of fidget toys. It just says fidget toys on there. But that's about it there. And then what's the other detail? There's another detail. No, I think that was about it that I really care. Oh, that's what it is. I wanted to show off my. I find this part really, really funny. It is my little it's my this. It's my certificate that apparently I went to the School of Obedience, but it's Clifford, like the big red dog. So it's Clifford's School of Obedience, and I made this myself. It has a dog paw. It's signed by Emily Elizabeth, which is the main character of Clifford, and then I edited the lace around the edges to have little paw prints cut out of it, and it's I think I did a really good job on it. It's for just a little background item, but it's really funny. And then and then I added there's specifically this little seal on it, and it says all good dogs go to heaven. I it's a little dark, but it's kind of funny. I thought it was cute because it's like an obedience school, so if you're a good dog, if you're a good dog. Anyway, um I think that's all the stuff I really wanted to show off in here. Um that's all the stuff I really wanted to show off in here. We can now go over. No, oh yeah, well, I mean, it is kind of also a reference to that movie. Yeah, I had so much fun making all of these. It was so much fun. I had such a good time. Obviously, I also drew my custom desk, which has the little drinky bird on it, and the dog bowl. The dog bowl is going to be full of candy, so it's going to be like, oh yeah, you could take a candy, you know, the dog bowl. And then if we go, oh, I almost forgot. Yeah, in the background, the friendship poster is actually a. It is meant to be where my Tamagotchis are. And I don't know why it's not showing up right now, but it does say friendship, and then the quote is I have the power of God and anime on my side. And I think that's that's kind of that's one of my favorite Vine quotes in the world. I think it's the funniest meme. So I wanted to add that into the background. I figured no one would ever be able to read it. And I basically was right. Okay. So this is my bedroom. I also made this in The Sims. I'm telling you this now. I also made this in The Sims. Basically, I went into free cam mode and I took a screenshot. I placed everything where I wanted it to be. I wanted two nightstands, a dresser, a bed, a shelf. I wanted a chair in the corner, a little thing to hold some toys. I wanted my cane, and I wanted a door and a bunch of posters and picture frames and things like that. And so I took all of that and I put it into my art program, and I generalized essentially a lot of the stuff. Some of the stuff is a little more one to one because perspective is difficult and I didn't want to mess with that, but a lot of it is basically the same. I don't have a whole lot of crazy transitions here. I okay, so the two posters that I have on the wall is Ojomajo Doremi. It is actually like it's not actually a poster for the show. It was a poster for a pop-up shop that was happening in Japan for Ojomajo Doremi, but I loved the artwork so much that I just kept it. I just decided to put that as the poster. I thought it was so cute. And then the other one is actually an actual Sailor Moon poster. It's a vintage 90s Sailor Moon poster where she's in a little sailor suit. And it's so cute. I thought it was adorable, so I added that. I've got some of my art on the wall as little pictures, little photos, and then I have some references to stuff in the picture frames. One is a picture of Bubble Mama, which is my mom. It's a picture of Bubble Mama. She was a magical girl before I was a magical girl, and I inherited her color scheme, and I love her very much, so I wanted to have her referenced here. And then I also have the other one behind the lamp is a graduation photo of me graduating from Clifford Obedience School. I thought that would be really funny and cute. A lot of the stuff in here is stuff I actually own. Yeah, everyone say thank you to Bubble Mama, who I love so much. And then a lot of the stuff in here is stuff I actually own or want to own. Here, if I move out of the way, actually, no, I don't need to move out of the way. I've got the images. Here, I'll just show you. I've got my Tamagotchi collection over on the shelf and a bunch of other toys and stuff. You can see it here. These are all of the drawings that I've done for the background. I've got my toys, my big Tamagotchi pillow. I own a lot of these toys. I've got like this is actually they sell giant beanie babies. Did you know that? Did they sell giant classic beanie babies? Cuz I didn't know that. And I find that so good. And so I have two of them and I love them very much. One of these is Pickles the Frog, and I also have my plush Tamagotchi. Um yeah. Yeah. I I got to say I do love. Hold on one sec. Let me fix that. You didn't need that. Anyway. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come back. Koshi. I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry about that. So, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so bad at using the moderator tools. This is why I have mods. No, you were fine. It was dumb. It was dumb. It was me misusing my moderator powers. I don't know. I I do have a mod, but they're sick right now, so I'm not used to it. I'm so sorry. Okay, okay. Anyway, here's the rest of the bedroom details. I have a better drawing of my cane, and then I have my Tamagotchi collection. These are all real Tamagotchis that I own. You can see the ones that are on my camera are right here on the bottom corner, and a lot of these are in my collection. And I one day I'm gonna do a hand cam stream that I show off all of my Tamagotchis because I love them just so much. Just so much. Including some of my funny, weird little knockoff guys. Anyway, let's see here. What else is there? But I have, like I said, I've got a lot of stuff. I've put a bunch of art that people have drawn of me over the years onto the wall. I've got some video game paraphernalia, like my GameCube and my Wii over on the shelf. The shelves are going to get filled up over time with a bunch of stuff that people will give me or make for me and stuff like that. I think that would be really cute. And then, of course, the back corner over here on the dresser, I have just so many anime girl standees. They're I'm a very big fan of a VTuber, and I actually collect all of her little plastic standees, the acrylic ones. And I do have this collection in real life, and it is frankly daunting how many of them I have. But I wanted to include them into my virtual bedroom because I'm so proud of that collection that I wanted to, keep them. Anyway, I'm let's see. This doesn't have too much going on in it, but I did want to talk about really quick. I did want to talk about my transitions because if you haven't seen, I'm gonna flip through some stuff so that you can see them. I have that transition, which I really love, and that was ridiculously easy to make. It's literally just it's some assets that I had pre-made and I just scaled them around. I rotated the tail asset. I just rotated it normal and I zoomed in and out on my logo, and that was it. Oh, thank you for the headpats. I'm sorry for timing you out. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm just a silly puppy. Ah. Thank you. Anyway, but yeah, so like transitions are actually surprisingly easy to make if you have the right programs. I have something. Oh, another one. Thank you. Ah, I love getting headpats. I think they're so cute and fun. Um, Transitions are really easy to make. You can use DaVinci Resolve, which is free. It's a really good program for editing. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. I'm gonna start using it to edit all of my videos from now on. It's a lot. It's a lot better of an editor than the one that I was using previously, so I highly recommend it. Um, but that is one of my transitions, and then I want to share the other transition in. Once again, this is the Tamagotchi hand cam. It has its own transition and its own screen, and that was really easy to make. I just rotated the Tamagotchi around a bunch. That is literally an asset ripped straight from my model. It is my Tamagotchi that's around my neck. And I was able to just grab it and rotate it and make it look like a little animation and have it flip up. That part was a little harder. I did have to sort of hand draw a lot of that part because I don't have anything from that angle of this thing, of this item. So I animated that really quick and I turned that into a transition. And by having it become seamless, the way I did that was so it rotates in, flips up, and it's just the last frame of the. Woo! It's the last frame of the animation. And so, but I just cut out the heart in the middle. And so you can see the Tamagotchis through it. And I thought this would be perfect because obviously the thing that I have is a Tamagotchi. And by having that Tamagotchi go into the hand cam screen, I thought it would be super cute. And I obviously have all the information for my stuff there. This is another really easy transition that I made. Check it out. I love doing mobile gaming, so I knew I wanted to make a mobile game stream. Now, obviously, the asset in the background that is a video I bought from someone else, and I have it linked on my I believe I have it linked on my Twitch, but I got it from Etsy. It was just so cute, and I wanted to use it as my gaming background because, well, it's cute and it's got bubbles, and I think it's so sweet. As for the big old paws, that is a asset that I made for myself. I'm going to release the cell phone itself because I made the cell phone and I realized, oh, other people could probably use this cell phone, and it is perfect cell phone dimensions. It matches my phone specifically, and I'm going to be using it for when I'm streaming my mobile games because I do love mobile gaming and I think it's really cool and it's a very un what's the word, underappreciated. It's an underappreciated medium for games. I think it's one of the coolest, most interesting little like ways you can make a game, and some are so in depth and beautiful that I wanted to share. And so I decided to make this screen for when I'm doing my mobile gaming showcases. And the funnily enough, the horizontal, like the stripy background is a separate thing, and I put it in a folder and I simply slide that folder in and out, and I have the trigger for that. I use the move transition because move transition allows you to trigger it when the scene becomes active. So I made it so that when you leave and then you come back in, it slides right up like I'm revealing my big paws to you. And I actually also have a vertical version. Check this out. And that also slides in. Oop. Sorry, I'm a little bit big in this one. Let me move myself down. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, so I have both a vertical and a horizontal version. I drew the paws based around the phone screen. So I made the phone first and drew the paws afterward. Thank you. And then of course, it just slides in, slides out. Very simple. I'm very happy with the transition. That is also just an image of the paw. It's just an image of the paw that I drew, and then move it in and zoom it in and then slide it back down, and that's it. It's very easy. Very very easy. Not a lot of stress there. The detail work, the illustration itself was more stress than the actual animation, honestly. And something that I've learned, so a very important pro tip from me is that when you are doing stuff on the cheap, on really a really tight budget, and I mean a tight budget, I highly recommend asking people for help. I know it can be scary to talk to people. I understand. I understand. But something that I didn't know how to do was how to make transitions. And I talked to a person on VGen, and they were like, here's how I do it. And honestly, so helpful. They were really sweet. I was basically a complete stranger, and I just messaged them, and I basically went, hey, I don't know how to do this. Thank you. Sorry. Can I talk for you? I mean, it's hard. It's on an individual level, you know? It's about what you need and talking to who you think you can. And like that's why I'm here. You're talking to me. You're talking to me, aren't you? And I think that that's also impressive. You've done a good job. And I'm teaching you now exactly what I've learned. And partially what I've learned is yeah, sometimes you gotta just say, "Hey man, I don't know what I'm doing, but you seem to know what you're doing. Can you help?" And a lot of the times that can and will get you people who are willing to help you for free. And like just being nice to people, asking them questions, seeing that they're not so scary is nice. It's really nice. I don't think I could have done this without a lot of the people on VGen who I've messaged, etc. Yeah, 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 honey. Yeah, like I did not rig my own model, but I drew my own model, and I had no idea what I was doing. My first model, was I could show you actually. My first model was pretty ugly. Here, I've got it in one of my showcase images. I do take commissions. I don't have them open on VGen right now, but I can do assets and stuff for people. That's something that I really want to do. Um, I really love how like my model turned out, but this is what it used to look like. This was okay. This was made back in literally early 2020, late 2019. This did not look good. I had no idea. I did no idea how to make these. Okay, okay. It's not ugly, but like it doesn't it's nowhere near the same, you know? But it has all of the same sort of elements and things that I wanted. It was a good first draft. I had no idea how to make separate separate layers for all of the stuff. I don't think I separated the face well. I don't think I separated the paws well. Look at that thing. Her arm's broken. It's terrible. But I have to admit I am so fond of this. The old Bubble Puppy is has my heart. Has my heart still. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yeah, like if you guys want Bubble Puppy assets, feel free to I'm going to start opening stuff up on VGen, and I'm my goal is not really to make money doing this. I want to release assets largely for free. Um, I'm planning on putting all of the stuff I've used for my debut and that I'm using now up there for free. I I just want to share. Is that is that silly? Is that silly to say that I just kind of I want to share with people. I want to support people, and that's why I'm doing this stream now, is showing all of the stuff that I use and things like that, cuz I just want to I want to help people make their little VTuber dreams come true, even if it's hard. And I don't know. I love it. Let's go back here. There we go. Oh, thank you. I know. I'm not someone who like I just I like helping people. I really like helping people, and like I know for a fact that I have like I can't really make too much money because I do have lots of limitations on me right now. Um and I don't mean that in a oh, my skills are limited, so I obviously won't make any money from what I'm doing. I mean, like, literally, I'm not allowed to make money, like, legally. Um, I'm very disabled, and so I'm currently on disability benefits. And if I make too much money, they will take away my disability benefits. So I can't charge people, like a lot for anything. But that's kind of part of why I want to also help others, is because I'm like, I know what it's like to be limited, to have a limiter on you, and to need things that you can't. Yeah, see, I get it. It's really hard. It's really hard, McHoney, and I understand. I I love I love doing this, but I need to do it on my own time and with my own energy, and it can be difficult, but I love it. That's part of the thing, is that I love it. I love it so much. And I want more than anything else to uplift other people. And rather than say, well, I if I can't make money from it, I won't release it. That's ridiculous. I want to support people and show them exactly how they can do what I do. And like I would love to help make assets for people. Something that I'm going to start doing is I want to release assets that are tailored towards people with my model type. Like people with funny or weird arms or legs, that don't have the usual, I guess, slim white anime girl hands. Do you know what I mean? A lot of VTuber assets have slim white anime girl hands. And I've got paws. I got big old paws. I can't do that. Yeah. Exactly. It's the oh, here's a free asset of you holding an ice cream cone, and I'm like, guys, I got paws. This won't work for me. I can't use that. And so I'm planning on making like sort of customizable colored hands and legs and things like that for people to use in their streams that have a lot of the stuff that people normally put out. Do you know what I mean? And so it's going to be basically my own version of a lot of those. And I'm also going to be making I want to do fun custom assets for people. I'd love to make you assets, McHoney. I love your art style. I think you're so cute. Um, Definitely reach out to me about that. I would love to help make you stuff. I love making. I'm a maker, you know? And so I loved making all of this for my debut. No, you're also cute. You're also cute. I I don't know. I love doing this. It's fun. Okay, it is currently 11:40. Let me see here. I do want to go over the next portion of my stream, which is going to be where I get all of my free resources. And I want to show you guys a lot of the websites and things that I'm using that have helped me and also have, like, they've got music, they've got art, they've got backgrounds, they've got the dainty anime girl hands. They've got yeah, they've got a lot. So, let me see really quick. I'm going to bring it up on my other monitor. Ooh, whenever I go to my other monitor, for some reason it makes this guy unhappy. The OBS. Um, oh, oh, puppy fan art. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Let me see here. You guys, you're adorable. I appreciate you. Whew, whew. Sorry, hold on. Momentary lag. Jeez. It's almost like having two OBSs open at the same idea at the same time. It's a bad idea. Whew. Let me see. I can probably close that second one, right? I have to admit, I really like the what's it called? The music that I've chosen. It's some of the free music. All of this has been free, copyright free, free background music from the booth websites that I'm going to show you. I'm also going to open up my asset library that I have, um, that I use and love. I personally find it extremely useful. Okay, let's see. We're going back to the gaming one, and that's the one I'm using for. Yeah, they are fighting. They are fighting. You're right. There are two. Your mom lets you have two OBSs. Yeah, having two of them open is like having two beta fish in a fish tank. It wants to both kill and die at the same time. And so it's being violent. It is being violent about it. Anyway, so I'm going to show you these. I can bring myself back up on screen. Hopefully I'm not too laggy. Oh, I'm not. Yay, good. That's good. Anyway, so I've got my big thing here that has all of my stuff. I'm thinking about maybe releasing it without my personal stuff on it because it's actually quite useful, this list. I have all of my programs listed. I have all of my image sources, and then my personal credits for all of the stuff that I have on my stream, like the custom chat box widget, who my rigger is, my Nintendog alerts, which I have to say, I love my Nintendog Alerts. I think I'm going to try and release them as well as a version on my VGen for free. I did not make them. So, here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Here. So you can see this a little bit better. These are all of the things that I've used. Now, I'm going to show you some stuff that, like, it's going to be funny because it's going to be some stuff that you might recognize. And I find that to be kind of funny, personally, because it's literally just. It's literally just like all. It's all stuff that some people have used, and if you are very familiar with VTubers, you will recognize what some of these are, including things you've probably seen in other people's thumbnails and things like that. And it's going to be okay, so like for example, I'm going to make this smaller again just so that I can show you guys the websites without them being like a crazy. I'm going to show you as an example, I'm going to show you Iratsutoya. Iratsutoya is a lovely Japanese artist who has made all of these free. I don't want it translated, it's fine. I know Japanese. They might not, but I do. Um, they make the thumbnail images, you know? Everybody's using these in thumbnails, using them in all sorts of stuff. They're using them in their videos as like shorthand for things. They have all sorts of amazing, like it's this person. It's this person with this specific art style, and they're all over the place. But they are free. They are essentially, you can use them commercially, limitedly, but we aren't really using them incredibly commercially. We're just putting them in videos and on thumbnails and stuff like that. They are the equivalent of clip art and sort of kind of like using emojis. I think that this person's art is so cute. So if you want these cute little these little images that you can use, they come in PNGs, so they're transparent. Yeah, see? Lots of them. Lots of them. This is where they are getting them. It is one artist. I gotta tell you, it's insane. This is one artist making all of these. This person has made every single one of them. They've paired with One Piece to make some. They've made all of these themselves. It's insane. And of course, obviously, we can translate the page from Japanese to English so that you can understand it a little bit better. But I love it. They're so sweet, frankly, and I find them to be so fun. Really good to use. Highly recommend. Like, I cannot recommend them enough. They are kind of perfect. And then, let's see. What's another one? So, obviously, if you go to some of these websites, these ones are all mine. These are all my websites. I use 3. I'm gonna use 3. I'm not using stream avatars yet. I don't think there's enough going on yet for me to use stream avatars, but I want to in the future, which is why there's an asterisk there. But I use 2 different extensions on my Twitch. I use my Throne. Because I'm disabled, I cannot take donations, but I can get Throne purchases, and like people can help me with Throne. Like you can crowdsource for stuff on Throne, and that's something that I really appreciate because people can donate as much as they want to whatever item, and it'll help me out in the long run. It's stuff that isn't pressing, time sensitive, but still important, and can be shown as like things that they can help with and make a marked difference in my streams. Things that they can see visually, things that they can use. And I wanted that to be something that's kind of important. And so the money does not go to me. It goes to Throne, and it's a lot easier because then people can just send me stuff rather than, you know, having to worry about the donations process. Anyway, so I went from that, and then I have rank 1 games. I love, if you are a VTuber or a streamer who is going to be doing gaming content, this isn't as relevant for people who do art, but if you are a person who does gaming content and is going to do gaming content on the regular, I love rank 1. I've listed all of the games that I own. I've listed games that I want to buy. I've listed games that I'm currently playing, games that I have saves in, games, and you people who watch you can suggest games through the extension on your Twitch. So like if you scroll down, if you're on desktop, you can scroll down, you can see my rank 1 widget in my panels, and it has a little suggestion box so you can suggest that I play a game. And I love that. It adds everything, it organizes. I love things that organize. Hold on. Can you tell that I just can you tell that I'm an organized person, that I just love organizing? I feel like that's very telling of me. But I really like rank 1. It helps me figure out what I want to stream. You can also organize it by whether or not you're streaming it and stuff. Yeah, organizing buddies. You can tell whether or not you're streaming stuff, etc. And I just find it useful. I find it useful because then it's another piece of interactability with the audience, and it means that they can suggest things to me that I can play, and I get input from my community, you know? Now, I don't have a ton of Twitch extensions because I just don't find them super useful most of the time. I'm probably going to use the one for the emotes and things like that, but I prefer ones that allow me to have a certain level of interactability. And I love that. As for my credits, it's funny, so this person made a Headpat that is different than the one that is on VTube Studio. VTube Studio has a free Headpats, right? And it's completely usable. I'm actually going to show you how to set it up later. But this is, translated poorly, this is material for those who want to be petted. And it's just a little GIF. It's nearly impossible to save this GIF, let alone to make it transparent, which is frustrating. But I basically took it and figured out how to make it transparent, and I'm probably going to put that up somewhere as well, just so that people have it properly credited, of course. I did not make it, but I did make it so that you can use it in VTube Studio much, much more easily. Beyond that, I'm gonna post my Nintendog Alerts. They were made by bubblebaath, who is an amazing 3D artist. Honestly, go look them up. I have them linked down below in my lovely description. bubblebaath is an amazing 3D artist. They're currently working on some Sims mods, and they were super duper sweet. They helped me rip these directly from the Nintendogs game, and I put them together into videos and clips for my Twitch, and I'm probably going to make a little thing about how to set it up and show everybody that you can use Nintendogs. I think they're cute. I showed you Erasatoya. There's a lot of really, okay, so I'm going to show you a brief example of one of the things that I did using some of these websites, okay? I love making little thumbnails and little social media items and little things I can post that I think are cute and are fun. This is one of them. This is my Halloween marathon post, I got all of these images off of these websites. I got the background image that has the spooky forest. I got I got a free Halloween cape off of like somebody's Ko-Fi. I got this free sticker that I added the text to. I got all of these pumpkins. All of these pumpkins were PNGs that I downloaded for free. This was super easy to make. It's basically a collage of stuff that I didn't have to make. It's really nice, and it turned out really good. So here is one of my recommendations. This first one, I do not know exactly where they source their PNGs. I will be honest with you. And it is not it is not exactly it's not exactly very good English, I will be honest. It's not very good English, so it struggles a little bit, and I cannot tell entirely which ones might be generated by AI. I will be honest with you. But that is primarily because I can't understand these people. I can't understand, exactly what they're trying to say about some of their stuff. It never says that they're AI, but some of them are suspicious. However, other ones are very clearly drawn art. And so it's a little bit confusing, but if you can kind of parse things out, it's not so bad. It's not so bad, but I do have a different recommended website that I know is not AI. And that is my good friend here, PNG Egg. PNG Egg, I love you, PNG Egg. You submit your own PNGs here for other people to use. It is everything. It's copyrighted characters. It's this picture of a tree with money growing on it. It is a texture of a wooden board. It's got frames. It's got characters. It's got everything. If you want to have a image on something that is transparent, like, what is this? What's this baby art frame? What is the plastic cutlery? Like, and you can search this website. If you need a PNG, where do you think I got all those pumpkins? They're all from PNG Egg. They're all different PNGs of pumpkins. And then I just slapped the logos on them and stacked them all together. It was perfect. It worked out so well. Now, this is where I also got... Now, here's the thing. Some of these websites, they have options for you to use AI. But you can also very clearly tell when some of them aren't. Yeah, PNG Egg, amazing. Honestly. Really good. Really good. Mostly because it is submitted by real people. Now, these are also really good. Some of these are... Obviously, some are AI generated, but they often label them. They will label them when they are AI generated. But these are also very useful because you can use these shapes. You can use little items. You can use frames and emojis and all sorts of stuff. Like phones. Look at this. You can use these for free. Transparent image of phone. You can put that in like, you can make it for your schedule. You can make it for anything. And you don't even need to sign in. Like, it's recommended you sign in. Yeah, but like, free with trial, no attribution. So that one you need to sign in for. But if you specifically go and you filter them, you can filter them by free license. You can make sure they're not AI generated. You can specifically pick out the ones that do not require you to log in. There are, see, free download. All you got to do is say where you got it, and you don't even need to log in for this one. That's this, but the thing is that they have videos. I've used these. I used these videos in my lore video. I used these videos. This is where I got my swipe transition from. It was just a black and white video of the swipe transition, and I trimmed it down and used it to wipe away those words on my whiteboard. All of that. You could just do that. And it's free. It's completely free. It's really nice. I do like Vecteezy. I think that it's a really good one. Another really this one, amazing. Free pick, amazing. Free pick's so good. It has an image generator. It has an AI suite. I do not recommend using them, obviously. But they do have real images all over the place of some of their stuff is pretty good. I really like it because they are submitted photos from a lot of people, and they're pretty good. I have to say, I do recommend using them. I also Pexels might be the best one. Pexels is, I'm pretty sure there's no AI, but it's all completely free to use. And it's all just photos. It's essentially kind of like Pinterest, but you actually know where the source for these images come from. And yeah, how good. How about this? Let's look up clown. Let's look up clown on Pexels. Since McHoney wants to judge based on their clown images. Let's look at their... Obviously, they are connected with Canva, but that's Canva is whatever. They've got a lot of... Look at how cute this clown is. And you can see who uploaded it. So you know that some of these are real people with real photos. These are clearly photos taken at places. Some people post their cosplay. Some people post their cosplay photos here. So you can pick up their cosplay photos, which is ridiculous. I love that you could just pick up someone's cosplay photos and use them. It's got all sorts of clowns. It's got evil clowns. It's got good clowns. Of course, they do have ads for iStock. These are not free. But then you keep going and they're back to normal. Look at that. Some of these are so interesting. And I'm like, these are free? All these are free? It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's they've got a lot of stuff. So I highly recommend Pexels. Texture Labs is one that I really like. Say you're trying to make a rustic image because you're playing a farm simulator and you don't exactly know what you're gonna do. So if you go into Texture Labs is free. They have all sorts of textures here. So say we could go and we could put in wood. So you could have a wooden background. So you could have a lovely wooden background, some kind of plank, and then you can put the logo. Yeah, you could put the logo, you could put anything, and it's got a million textures in all different colors, of all different kinds, and you can obviously get more specific, and it's by category. Like, we could just go to the wood category, honestly, and it'd have everything. Look at all this. Free textures. It's fantastic. I've absolutely, and it comes in different sizes. I've used this before. Free for commercial use. It's amazing. So those are all of my image sources that I use to get my backgrounds, my other things like that. They're so useful. Now, the plugins that I use are all right here. I've got them all here. Obviously, I use Spout 2 for VTube Studio. Spout 2 is super useful. It's just kind of cleaner than the actual VTube Studio output. I use Transition Table. I completely forgot to talk about Transition Table. Transition Table is extremely useful. It makes it so that you can... So when you're using OBS, it only allows you to use one transition at any given time. So, say I wanted to switch between, say, the office room that I was in, and then go to the hand cam, and then go back. The hand cam has the rolling Tamagotchi, and the gaming, or the office room, has the tail wag with my logo. I can't use both of those at the same time. I would have to choose one or the other for every single scene. And Transition Table, if you download Transition Table, it allows you to select exactly what scene has what thing and where. So I can set it up so that going into and out of Tamagotchi Handcam uses only my Tamagotchi transition, but nowhere else. Absolutely nowhere else. So the mobile gaming ones, they're the only ones that use the paw transition. And they're all separated, so going into them, they'll do one, and leaving them, they can do another. It's really cool and so easy to set up. It's literally just a table. It is a thing that you just click which ones you want it to go into, and that's it. It's so useful. Gotta recommend it. Gotta recommend it. Um, we've been over Move Source. There's a shader filter that allows you to do sort of fun effects on your sources. There's Advanced Mask, which I already talked about. I use Stroke, Glow, and Shadow. It's a dumb name, but it's just called OBS Stroke, Glow, Shadow. And it does exactly that. It adds an outline. It'll add a glow. It'll put a drop shadow on the thing. That's about it. Oh! Thank you for the bits. Oh, no, it's not a bits. What's going on here? Twitch, why'd you give me this pop-up? Oh, it's a goal. It's those goals things. Why do they assign me goals? I don't have goals. I'm just here to have fun. Anyway, so we have source clone, which I talked about. Composite blur, it just blurs everything. Any source you apply it to, oh, thank you for the headpats. Any source you apply it to, you can blur it out. It's really good for if you need to censor something. 2 hands for pats. Aw, I appreciate it. So you can set up composite blur so it'll blur stuff out, it'll pixelate things. It basically blurs things in various different ways. I figured I would put that down because it can be useful for personal information, things like that. Or if you're playing some kind of game that you're not entirely sure is going to be savory, you know what I mean? Or have Twitch allowed stuff, YouTube allowed stuff. Ooh, oh my gosh, have I actually been streaming long enough for ads? That's wild. Okay. So, the ads will be starting pretty quickly. And then when we come back, yeah, grab water, take a brief stretch. I do not personally care for ads, so I totally understand trying to walk away for a bit. But, yeah, we'll be back soon after the ads. I'll see you on the other side, soldier. I believe in you. I believe in you. So I'm gonna, really quick, I'm gonna go and get some water. Weird. I don't actually know if ads are happening. because I shouldn't get ads. I'm not affiliate, right? I just had a little pop-up that just says ads. So, like, I'll get into it with programs, but I have a program running that tells me when ads are happening, and it says that an ad is happening, but it hasn't happened yet. So I guess when they start, they'll start. You guys ready to continue, I guess? Cause I don't know. I don't think they happened. They just like didn't happen. Okay, well I guess ads just didn't happen. Oh well. Whatever. That's fine. I don't care. Let's go back to what we were doing. So composite blur, source clone, and then there's the yeah, I know it's lying to us. It's so weird. So there's these two things. So OBS is it's an advertisement for drinking water and taking a break. It's like chill out, relax, maybe feel better. Um So, okay. The last thing about OBS that I really like is that you can literally just run some programming code in OBS and it does things. It's really wild. It's this thing called LUA. And if you go into tools, now on normal OBS, there's a thing on the top on your toolbar that says tools. And then there's one in the drop down called scripts. When you click on that, you can just input code. I use 2 codes. Now, these were not made by me. They are stuff that I was able to download or find. They are hide source and local stream marker. Stream marker? Yeah, exactly. LUA, perfect. Then you already know how to use them. LUA, you just kind of open a text file, you drop the code in, and then you save it. And when you save it, instead of ending it in text, you manually change it to LUA. Oh! Is ads actually happening now? Huh? 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 What? What? Then why did I get 2 different bots telling me there's ads? What's going on? Twitch, what's going on? Why are you telling me all these things that aren't true? Why is it lying to me? Okay, whatever. Anyway, so you just, when you're making an LUA, you go into like your computer's like notepad. It's the really basic text editor, and you can just save the .txt file, and you change the ending to an LUA file, and boom, you've got an LUA file. You don't even need to do anything, and then you just drag and drop that into your scripts, and it's good, and it works. It's kind of like magic. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. It just works. Like magnets or magic. So the ones that I have a local stream marker. It basically saves a document that has all of the information about your stream markers. You set up a hotkey. Why does it say the ads are over? There wasn't any ads. Huh? Twitch, fix your stuff. Anyway, so it's it's just so weird. Anyway, so yeah, just I use the local stream marker so that it marks places in your stream. So say you want to go back and clip something, or something important is happening in a game, or something important is going on that you want to have for future content. Stuff like making YouTube videos, making TikToks, etc. You just use the hotkey that the LUA has for stream marker, and it'll mark it, and it puts it in a little document, and it'll tell you for that whole stream exactly when you wanted those spots. It's kind of perfect. And it's so simple. And you don't need to do it via Twitch or a third party. It just saves it. And it's nice. And then the other one I use is the hide source LUA. This is for my raid puppies. This is specifically for my raid puppies and for my videos. This is something that, for some reason, everyone agrees OBS should have, but doesn't. Basically, when you play a video, when it becomes visible, it plays. Correct? Yes. And then, at the end of the video, it doesn't hide the source. It just stops and disappears. But it doesn't actually hide it. So if you want it to restart, because it starts when you show it, it doesn't do that because it won't automatically start again because it's still visible. It doesn't make any sense. So when I need my raid puppies to go off, that's just a video. I have the video play, but it doesn't hide it. So when the trigger happens for a raid that comes through, nope, it won't go. It won't play because it's already visible. Oh well. So I fixed that. I got a little piece of code that just turns things off when you're done with them. And it works. And now things turn off and on automatically. It's a simple little piece of code, but I love it. Personally, it just makes life easy. Okay, so that's all of my plugins. I'm going to go down the list of programs really quick because we don't need to go through all of them. I'll just tell you what they do, what they are, and their name. Obviously, we have VTube Studio. I use VTube Studio for my model. Most people use VTube Studio for their model. It's kind of universal. Everybody uses it. It's just the thing that tracks your face and your body, and it makes it so that you can do all sorts of little doodads and add little costumes and all sorts of stuff. It works with that. The Twitch activated throwing system. No, sorry, it's Twitch integrated throwing system, aka TITS. Yeah, I know, they do make these things. They make a lot of things for the people who are out here struggling because they want them too, and I think that that's beautiful, and I think that that's kind of how I do things too with my assets. I have found this thing wanting, and so I'm making them and I'm giving them out. Yeah. So the next one is Twitch integrated throwing system. It basically just makes it so that people can throw things at you when they activate a channel point or donate money. And it's really cute. You can add all sorts of little items for them to toss. I haven't set mine up yet, but I'm going to have it in the future, I think. I also have Twitch high intensity color changer. That basically allows you to change colors on your model. It's not necessary because a lot of things can happen in VTube Studio itself, but it's pretty good. And then VHand is for if you're an artist. And it shows your hand up on screen, and you can add a little model to your hand. So I can have my big old paws drawing stuff on screen and have it hold a crayon and be cute. It's going to be adorable. I use Mix It Up for stuff. I'm going to go more into Mix It Up in a minute. But it is how I triggered the ad messages. So it means that I can send the ad message that says, "Whew, ads are over." And it's very good for little things like that, but it's also how you're doing headpats. So when you do the headpat redeem, it makes it so that Mix It Up sends a little signal to VTube Studio, and VTube Studio goes, "There's supposed to be a hand here," and makes the hand that I have in the studio appear, and then it'll disappear after a little bit. And it's automatic, and it means you don't have to do anything. I love Mix It Up. There's a million tutorials online, and I highly recommend all of them. It's also how I do my raid messages. It's how I do most of my channel point redeems. They are incredibly useful. I love it so much. But I'm going to go into that later. Right now, we have voice mod. I don't use a voice changer. Voice mod is a voice changer. Some people use a voice changer. But what do I use voice mod for? Soundboards. It has a free soundboard that allows you to upload your own sounds. So I like to use it for if I'm going to do sound effects and stuff. I've got lots of sound effects loaded up onto it already, but I don't want to open that program right now. So but it's free and you can use it for basically anything. You can do clown honking noises, you can set up hotkeys, and then Mix It Up has a special feature where you can just make a hotkey. So you can use Mix It Up so someone can redeem clownhonknoise.mp3 and then Mix It Up will press the hotkey when they get the input from the chat, and then it'll press the hotkey and make voice mod play the sound effect. Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. And so that's one that I really like. DaVinci Resolve, that is a video editing program. It has so many good effects and it's pretty easy to use. I highly recommend using it for your video editing. Then we also have Audacity, good for editing audio. If you need to edit some audio on your video, it's good for that. Things like voiceovers and all sorts of stuff. It's really good and it's free as well. Highly recommend using Honk if you are using it's sort of like a PNG tuber. It's a mixture of a PNG tuber and a VTuber. It does the same mouth sync as a VTuber model, but it does it on a PNG, and it does it without a camera. It does it based on the sound you make. So you can do the ah, e, u, e, o vowel sounds, and it will make that shape. It's really cool. I don't personally use it, but it's one that I highly recommend. VideoTube Mini, Viato? ViatoTube. ViatoTube Mini? Yeah, ViatoTube Mini is a free program that allows you to make a PNG tuber. That's that. It's really easy. It's free. I love using it. It's great. Then we also have PNG Tuber Plus, which it's basically ViatoTube Mini, but with a lot more features. It's nice. It can be animated. It's clean. I appreciate it. And then Fujitech. Fugitech? Fugi Tech. Is a Discord reactive bot. It makes it so that if you are in a Discord call, your friends can have PNG tubers on your screen. It's so useful. It's what most VTubers use when they're doing collabs. It's the thing that makes their little friends pop up on the screen and talk. That's all it is. It's super simple, easy to set up. As long as you have your friend's PNG tuber, it's all good, and it works. The last two one is free and one is not. I'm pretty sure Fujitech isn't free, and I know Honk isn't, VHand isn't. Like, a lot of these aren't necessarily free, but they are really cheap. They range from $5 to $15, and that's about it. And they're really useful for if you're doing things like collabs or big stuff. However, I do have a free alternative to VHand. It's called Spud. It's the Spud tablet on itch.io, and you can use it. It's basically a much simpler version of VHand. VHand is a little bit more technologically advanced, but Spud works really nice. It's smooth, it's simple, but it's customizable like crazy. So, recommended. And then VTS Pog. VTS Pog is how people use little like text-to-speech VTuber pets. If you have TTS set up, you can make it so that your chat can send a message in text-to-speech, and it'll make a little creature in VTube Studio talk. And you can layer them on top of your screen with your model. So you can run 2 instances of VTube Studio, and it'll have a little creature for you. You could have them just be a PNG tuber too, but I figured that I would include VTS Pog for the people who have full VTuber model creatures. That's all of the programs that I use, or have used, or know of, and they're all very useful. I highly recommend checking them out. And then the last thing I'm going to go over is assets. Why does it say there's ads coming? First of all, we just had ads, and second of all, they didn't come. What's going on? What's going on? That's so weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to. We don't have a whole lot of time. We have about half an hour left, and I'm going to use this time to go over all of these websites. First, we're going through AO Material. They have. Yeah, basically, strangling the ad message. Another website you're going to need to translate, but that's okay. It is also someone who is available on Twitch. Not Twitch, Twitter. You'll be able to see them on Twitter. They have a bunch of socials here, obviously, but you can find them on Twitter. And these are all free. Most of the stuff on here, free for commercial use. You can see what I mean. Like, for example, these are all backgrounds, overlays, items, screens. It's crazy. You can add anything from here. And look, they've got little chat boxes. They've got backgrounds. They've got everything. Look at this schedule. There's so much. There's a million. Here's chat box overlays, so you don't have to make them yourself. There's all of these. Everything here is available for you. They are all free, basically. Distributed free of charge regardless of whether it's an individual, corporation, commercial, or non-commercial. Every single day they post new stuff. And it's good art. It's really good art. They've got... Look at all of this. Whether you want something to be kind of goth, whether you want something to be cutesy and kawaii, you can have everything. There's so much stuff. Like, here, frames. Let's look at some frames. They're so good. This is one of the sites that I've absolutely spent hours just scrolling through and getting as much stuff as possible off of them. Look at all of this. Like, look at these. Happy Valentine's Day. They have all of these. And they have things separated by tags and you can search. It's a good website. It's a very, very good resource website. Another pretty good one is there's a card that somebody made that is free to use assets and places you can find them. Aragama Witch, Catboy Mech, Sindri. A lot of these are assets and artists, real artists, making these assets. And it's just a big chart. It's a card that's literally just called, it's vtresources.card.co. So, like, this person posted some maid dresses at one point, and they linked it in the card, and now we're going to their Twitter. And that's where the page doesn't exist for this one. But it's okay. They probably just changed their username. But that's a very good resource as well. I don't know if this is the right one I'm thinking of. But honestly, this person too, Usaneko Memory. I have so much stuff from them. Oh my god. Some of their stuff is paid, but you are able to filter on booth by price. So, and by user. But look at all of the stuff that they have. They have a million things. And speaking of, let's just go on booth. Now, a lot of people, yeah, I spent so much time. I went through so many. I spent a whole night, I think 8 hours just going through booth, and every single page I was on and checking out stuff, and I've got my likes and all sorts of stuff. But if you go into search and you filter stuff, here's some of my recent searches: VTuber flowers, VTuber background, sky background, etc. So you can search in keywords, tags. But if you go to category, a lot of source materials, videos, 3D models, illustrations. I usually leave to all, and usually digital, all age, do not include out of stock, and then you take this thing right down to 0. And there's a million things on here. A lot of these are music. There's music and this is a tabletop RPG. People are selling all sorts of stuff on here for free. And then you go in here. So Vtuber asset. Check that out. All free. And some of this is new. This is something I've never seen before. Oh my god, more invisible ads. And it's at 2 different times. What's going on? Why is Twitch being so weird? But look at this little chair. Look at this little chair for... What? Monopoly Go jump scare. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about the ads. Did they end? Are you back? What happened? What's going on? Twitch, you're so confusing. Okay, glad you're back. That was weird. Okay, so like I said, Booth, insane. Has so much good stuff. You put in VTuber asset, you get a million things. You even get stuff for Vroid and VR chat. It's wild. Like, and I'm signed in, which means I can add things to my likes to use later. Like this is a free filter. You usually get them in a zip file, and then you obviously unzip it. But these are filters you can put on your screen to make it look like a video. This, show feet. This, look, you get books. Look at all these books you get. And then you unzip them. And this is each one, different color. Check that out. You've got VTuber gamer hands for people who want to hold a controller. Like, check that out. Different colors, different setups. Look at these chairs. They're so cute. I'm going to save those. I'm going to use these cute chairs. They're adorable. Like, what? What's going on? There's, like, Booth is insane. They're all free. Absolutely free. And then you just download. You get tablets. You get hands for eating ramen. You get little plushies to put in your room. You get hands, rock-on hands. You get background images. This is a whole stream setup in 10 different colors. You get freaking, what's this called? Takoyaki and sugar kalaba. You get all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, I have put aside time. I have these coffins, by the way. I have them for Halloween. I have set aside time for all of these. Here's some room assets. I could put down, I think I saved some of these, honestly. I can put down water or soda, boba tea. I could put in fruit tea. I've got cups of normal coffee. I've got canned drinks. Like, these, all free. All of them, every single one of them, free. I'm gonna save that, because I can put that in my room. Check that out. Like, at this point, I'm gonna get lost in Booth, because they're all like the moment you go down to free, and then it's so high quality. Everything is so high quality. And like you can get backgrounds, so if you put in VTuber background, you can put in anything and knock that bad boy down to 0 yen. Perfect. Here I have this Lethal Company asset. I need to play Lethal Company. I've got the player 1, player 2 for when you're playing with your friends. I've got and like there's it's crazy. They've got so much stuff. I love it. Look, here's a whole overlay. Let's go. Check this out. Look at these overlays. They're so cute. If you and I don't doubt it, like for you McHoney, you could probably find ones that are bee themed. There was one that posted a bee themed stuff recently. Which one was it? I don't remember. But it's really easy to find stuff. Now, I know that people also give away stuff on Ko-fi, and I know that it's a little bit harder to find things on Ko-fi now because Ko-fi has gotten rid of their search. But as you can see, actually hold on. As you can see, like so they got rid of their search. But specifically, you are able to search for things on Ko-fi despite it not being on their website. You can use Google. Google, if you go onto Google and you search, for example, free VTuber asset, and then you put in quotes, Ko-fi.com, then it'll automatically search Ko-fi.com for VTuber assets, specifically free ones. And it'll fix that. It completely fixes the issue of not being able to search Ko-fi anymore. And it's amazing because there's so much stuff on there for free. I have a bunch of stuff. Where's my assets and overlays folder? Here. Woo! Not my assets. Here's for example, Dragon Teen Knight has a bunch of stuff that they made. That's free. Here's this is the texture file for a super cute ghost chat pet that I'm gonna probably use for Halloween. And then like you can go into I got the Ko-fi emotes from Lumon there. I've got a bunch of free stuff. These are all assets that I've downloaded because they're useful and they're free. A lot of these are from Boot. This is how I organize things. I put the name of the asset, the person who uploaded it, and where I found it. It's so useful to organize things like that. But I also have another website. A lot of these amazing, cute little backgrounds are from a little website called Okumono. And Okumono, except their username, the website itself is sozaino.site. They have so much. They're searchable. They're obviously in Japanese, but they are searchable. And look at all this. Look, they're so cute. They've got so much cute stuff. And they've got a million different backgrounds, a million different outlines and things. Akumono, gotta have it. Look, it's got buttons. Ah, that's so cute. What? Like, amazing. And what can I say? They've got amazing stuff. These are all amazing, like, chatting backgrounds. They've got stuff for fall. They've got frames. They've got outlines. They've got stuff you can layer over each other. They're really good. So I highly recommend. Obviously there's Etsy. You can always search Etsy for VTuber assets. Sometimes they're free or at a big discount, etc. They're not necessarily always going to be free. But there are some on there that I am planning on saving. Yeah, exactly. Adds another hour to asset scrolling time. It's gonna be it's gonna be a while, isn't it? But and then there's VTuberGraphics.com, and this person I think also makes high quality VTuber graphics. These are obviously not free, but they're pretty high quality. I have to admit, I do like a lot of their stuff. But that's just all of the resources that I use. Um, we now have 20 minutes, and I can finally go over how I use Mix It Up. Now, I love using Mix It Up. It is this program right here. I customize the colors, but Mix It Up has a bunch of different settings. It is, you can edit your what's going on your channel while you're live. You can look at your chat while everything's still going on. See, you can see you guys. You're all right here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at all of you. There's so many of you. Wow. It's amazing. I love Mix It Up because not only that, OMG, it you. Yeah. And then you can have commands set up where commands can be said into the chat and it'll change things. I don't have any of these set up because I don't personally need or use them. You can have timers, you can have events, and events are done based on the type of streaming program you're using or the place you're doing it. So you can have ones for Patreon, ones for chat, ones for YouTube, Twitch, and generic ones. Twitch ones are things like the Twitch raids. Now, I have my Twitch channel set up so that when it raids, my puppies pop up. And that's where it happens. This is the spot where all of the uh, triggers happen, and you can edit them. Let me show you how it's edited. It's based on what order you want everything to go in. So, chat message. This shows how many people are coming and who brought them. So it'll automatically put that chat message out. And not only that, but you can set it up so that these are my raid puppies. The source pops up and you can see the raid puppies. Then it waits about 10 seconds and it puts the shout out automatically. I don't type in a shout out. I don't need to type in a shout out. It will automatically tell you when it's time to be it, like when it happens. It just tells the person and it pops up on there. So I don't even need to bother. It's amazing because then I'm not so worried and overwhelmed, but I still get to acknowledge all of the people who show up. And I love that. You can do stuff for when bits are cheered. Yeah, like this is a really, really, really great resource. All of these have free tutorials. This gangles me. Yeah, there's tons of free tutorials over on YouTube. Take advantage of them. They're so useful. They make really cool stuff. If you come up with an idea, there will be a tutorial on YouTube for how to do it. And for the resources. I don't know why my ad stuff is... See, I have commands for like when ads are supposed to play, but doesn't say. It doesn't seem to be working today. All right. If you guys can hear the music playing in the background, that is based in the music player that is in Mix It Up. It plays over, it's a regular music player. You could actually use it to just play music in general. But what's cool is that you put it in via your folders. And so I have a folder with music that's literally just labeled music for streams. Each one has the artist and the music and the albums, and you just click the folder. All the music within will start playing as one randomized playlist. And it's super duper useful. Love that. Actually, I got all of this music off of Booth. A lot of free background music is on Booth, and they allow you to play a sample of it, and you can download it and keep it. And then it's interesting because I found out this largely because of YouTube. I went on YouTube and I was like looking up free background music. And there's a lot of places that have free background music that they've made. And they will often have links to where the free download is. So rather than having to rip it off YouTube, you can just download it from there. And of course, I organized everything by artist and where I got it, etc. And so I have all of these lovely songs in here. And honestly, great. It's the music player is really nice, and it can even send a message in chat every time the song changes to show who's playing, like what song it is and who made it. I love it. Then I have stuff like currency, which is how you do the daily check-ins. Everybody builds up a currency every single day, and that's why it said you have checked in 0 time, because well, it normally says 1, but it's the daily walk, and the daily walk will come up every single time with an additional 1 every time you use it. Here's some of my channel point redeems, for example. I've got my daily treats. Well, technically, that's daily walks, but I needed to rename it. And then Headpats and Hydrate, for example, they all do little things. And so you can set it up. For example, Headpats, if you click on it, it shows you it's a VTube Studio thing. It shows the hotkey for what item, and it runs the hotkey, and it makes the head pat show up. And then you set it up in VTube Studio, so it'll fade away after a certain amount of time. And then you can set up stuff for how to use Twitch bits, and then Streamloots cards, crowd control, which is an extension, redemption store, overlay widgets, so you can set up overlays. You can set up games, giveaways, game queues, so it shows like what game's playing next, moderation, command history, all sorts of stuff. Like, this is insane how much stuff it can do. So like, for example, if you go into services, you'll see that I am hooked up. It hooks up with so much stuff, but I am hooked up with OBS Studio here, and then at the bottom, I am hooked up with VTube Studio. And so VTube Studio can have stuff hooked up with my streaming setup. And it goes right through Mix It Up. It's perfect. And as you can see, VTS Pog, which I mentioned earlier, and Voice Mod both have things you can set up in here. So it'll show up when that shows up. And I love Mix It Up. It is so useful. I really, really think that it is a kind of a brain blast program to use. And there's tutorials for everything, as I said, on YouTube. It's a really good program. I gotta recommend it to you. It's how you make everything work. It really is. The Headpats redeems if you want to have things show up on your stream. If you want to have, say you have multiple models, right? You can make it so that a specific hotkey in VTube Studio switches which model you're using. And then a chat redeem can go through for is it really going to be ads this time, or is it not? Come on, be real with me this time. Anyway, you can do a chat redeem that makes it so that it'll switch your model via Mix It Up. It works so well. Are we gonna have an ad or not? Are we Ah! The ads are real! Advertisement jump scare! Is it over? Are you back? Are you safe? What happened? Gosh, that's... wow. I don't know why the ads are so weird. I mean, I wonder if this means that I just hit Twitch affiliate. I wonder. That would be so wild if that happened to me live. It would explain why the goals appeared, because I didn't have goals before. What the heck? Yeah. Oh my gosh, did I hit Twitch affiliate while live? 43 minutes ago. That's so cool. I would like it. I would like it if that happened. I'm not too pressed about it. I'm not worried, but that would be so wild. Cuz it would explain why suddenly we started getting ads, cuz I haven't gotten ads before. I have a sub button? Oh my god, I hit Twitch affiliate. Oh, this is that's so cool. Oh my god, thank you guys. Oh my god, this oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Ah, that's so neat. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys are all here to watch me get Twitch affiliate. Thank you for the headpads. Oh, that's so cool. I'm really glad that I was able to be here and show you all this stuff and teach you guys all this stuff, and then get Twitch affiliate, and this is amazing. Thank you guys so much. I'm excited. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I think I just got affiliate. Like literally just got affiliate. Like while I was live. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, cuz it says now I got like sub goals and follower goals. I've got a follower goal of 90 apparently. This is so cool. Wow. Thank you guys. I couldn't have done it without you. This is so sweet. What a perfect time to do this. Well, I think so now would be a good time for me to tell you guys that I'm gonna be putting my assets out on. Oh, thank you for the follow. You got a lab. That's so cute. So I'm gonna be putting the assets that I used for my debut and stuff out on VGen, and I'm gonna put them on Ko-fi and on Booth. I'm gonna be posting that on my Twitter and my Bluesky later. You can find all of my information down below, and I'm also doing a special thing where I'm probably going to actually hold on. I might post this document that I've got. I'm gonna post this document because it has all of the resources and it doesn't have anything like I'm too worried about on it, so I can post that publicly as well, that has all of my resources, so you guys can use them and check back on them anytime you need. And I'm gonna put that on my socials as well. I might pin it to my website. I just made a website. I just did that, like, literally I think I did it yesterday. I made a straw page because I want to take advice and stuff. I want to make sure that I can take people's questions and answer them live. I'm going to be doing advice and questions, so people can ask me questions and send all sorts of stuff to me, and I can give you guys, I'm a therapy dog, so I'm going to give advice and I'm going to help you guys out, and it would be a great way for me to do interactivity with everyone. So I'm going to give you guys the opportunities to go on my straw page and submit questions and ask for help and stuff. And you can ask me basically anything. And I wrote this down somewhere. I wrote this down somewhere, but I'm going to, I have I think it's every last Thursday in the month. Yeah, it's the last Thursday of every month. I'm doing advice streams, so I'm gonna collect all the advice and I'm gonna go through it, and I might do some other stuff if there isn't a whole lot to do on those streams. But other than that, I'm not doing that this month. I'm gonna do it next month because this month is Halloween, and bringing that around. For Halloween, I'm doing my Halloween costume contest. It's actually not a contest about dressing me up. It's about dressing yourself up. I want everyone. Hold on. I'm going to go back over here actually. I'm going to go here. So, I have a little Halloween costume contest that's going on, right? And it is for everyone to dress up themselves. I want everyone to dress up for their little models. I want you to draw on top of them and make cute little things that you can have for Halloween. And then you send them in as a PNG, and I make you guys attendees to my little Halloween party. And you can win a full body commission. Here, let me show you. This is my Halloween costume contest. You're dressing yourself up. So it could be your VTuber avatar, it could be whatever avatar you have. You dress it up, you can draw on it, you can put little costumes on it, you can put stickers or whatever. It doesn't have to be very intense. This is mainly for fun, but you can win a full body commission from me. You can win some art, and it'll be really cute for people to show up and be like a little part of the party, and it's gonna be fun. And we're also gonna play the I see two friends waving to each other in the chat. That's really cute. But I'm basically gonna be doing hi Lexer. I'm going to be doing a Halloween costume contest. You are already in costume all the time, but maybe you could do like a fun alternative. Like I've dressed my like I did this little drawing of my model as a ghost, and you can do little things like that when you submit. So it's just a fun little goofy thing. You could be a clown vampire, or you could be a clown bee. You're already a bee. Wait, hold on. It's a bad suggestion. um, but yeah, clown vampire. Uh, but yeah, so anybody can submit, and I want everyone to be able to. If you have a VTuber avatar, do you have a persona? Do you have a OC that represents you? Anything like that. As long as you are able to submit it, and it's like kind of transparent, so it doesn't have any background, but you can put your costume on it. I think that would work, and I have a link to submit. Hold on. I have a link to submit, and it's going to be really really fun and very very cute. I really look forward to doing it, honestly. I want to see everyone's costumes, and then whomever wins just gets a full body drawing by me. And I think that is a nice little reward. It's not super stressful, or it doesn't have like money on it, you know? It's just a fun little drawing that I can give you, and it'll be nice, you know? It'll be something fun for the community to do together. I think that'll be nice. I have examples of what I mean, by the way, of the different costumes. Here, I'm gonna also drop a link in the chat really quick for my costume contest. There it is. Let's see. Do. Copy link. Paste in the chat. And pin it. Wow, I'm doing this correctly. I'm so professional now. So I pinned it in the chat. That's the link to the costume contest. Feel free to enter, and we're gonna be raiding into someone else soon, in just a minute. And I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys had a fun time. I hope I got to teach you guys all about all sorts of stuff, and I hope that you have had fun. The ads are starting soon, but that's okay. We're getting out of here in a minute. Let's we're going to go to, I believe, yes, Delaney Valentine, and I'm hoping that um you guys have fun with them and take care of them. And don't forget the raid message. We have the raid message. Hey, Oceanax, can you drop the raid message in the chat for me? I can't get to it right now. I'm pretty sure it is Carousel, Choo Choo Carousel incoming. And it has little emojis. It's got some little doodad emojis. Woo! Yeah, thank you, Oceanax. Sweet, sweet. Let's go. We're going to raid Delaney. Yeah, it's perfect. Let's see. Is Delaney up yet? Is Delaney ready? It's been really, really great having everybody here. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for helping me reach Twitch affiliate. I legitimately, I cannot believe that we did it. I can't wait to have so much fun with you guys, and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. I love you guys. I really appreciate all of you. And I hope that maybe this stream helped you out with finding some cool stuff that you can do or you can use. And if you guys want to come and check me out again for the Halloween party, that's going to be happening on the 30th, not on Halloween. That way, if you have plans, you can do whatever. But don't worry, if you can still submit even if you don't catch the stream. I'm so happy to have you guys, and thank you for wanting to come to my streams. That's so sweet. I'm just really happy to see everybody here. It's gonna be great. I'm pretty sure that Delaney is gonna be starting soon. Yeah. And I can't wait to watch your streams, McHoney. That's gonna be so fun. And your model is adorable, so I'm really excited. Yes, Delaney is live. Yeah, okay. Then let's raid Delaney, and we will go and let's go get him. Let's go get him, gang. We got this. Thank you, everyone, for getting me to affiliate. That is insane to me. I'm deeply grateful to Oceanax for giving me the opportunity, and for all of you who came that pushed me over the edge there. I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm so proud of all of this. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna start the raid. It's raid/Delaney Valentine. There we go. And we're on our way. Bye, guys. This has been great. See ya. Let's go.